Getting Amazon PPC campaigns to work efficiently is not always easy. As you know, as PPC costs continue to rise and as the Amazon landscape gets more and more competitive, sellers need to be more creative in how they approach Amazon PPC. Now, in this video I recently did, you can check it out right here. I went over strategies on how you can actually rank for keywords using Amazon PPC, and now in this video, due to feedback, I did get a lot of sellers saying, well, what if we don't have such high budgets? How can we still optimize our Amazon PPC campaigns with a lower budget? So recently we did a experiment with one of our accounts and you're going to really like the results. So in this particular training, I'm going to show you how to increase your Amazon PPC impressions so that way you can maintain profitability and scalability for the long run. So I'm about to go over how you can actually increase your Amazon PPC impressions without increasing your daily budget necessarily. You just have to spread out your spend. So in this strategic Amazon PPC training, you're going to learn step by step how to do these very campaigns without a really high budget. But first, my name is Sebastian, and if you want more free Amazon PPC training like this video in particular, consider subscribing to my channel and joining my private Facebook group right here, where I will release exclusive free Amazon FBA trainings for private label sellers. Now, let's get into the training. The experiment we wanted to work on was, did we need to have upwards of a $200 a day budget, or can we work with a much lower daily budget and still get maximum impressions? Because this is more relatable to the everyday seller, and I wanted to make a video to show you the results of the experiment. Now, this is good news because it proves our thesis correct, and this is actually the thesis we work off of at ZonRush. So when we help sellers manage their PPC campaigns, we leverage every single match type Amazon has to offer. Now, what you're looking at right here is us utilizing every single match type that there is. Now, there is broad, phrase, and exact, and you can also add product targeting ads and auto campaigns. And if you're registered as a brand, then you also have access to headline search ads, which are incredibly powerful. But this is just for the very basic setup, but this will allow you, I'm about to break down how you can actually set up your PPC campaign so you get maximum impressions at the lowest cost possible, because that's really how you can scale your business as an Amazon seller. And so here's what happens actually. The default setting for Amazon, the campaign setup is broad. So you'll just add a few keywords. Generally speaking, Amazon will suggest quite a few. You can add those, but the match type by default is going to be broad. Now, they also have exact, and Amazon also has phrase. Now, the variables are different for broad, phrase, and exact. Exact being the easiest to identify, because if a customer types in a keyword and you have your match type set to exact, your product will only show if that exact keyword phrase is typed by a customer. Then you can put your product there, and that's actually how you will rank for keywords. So it's not through broad and phrase. They will help increase sales velocity, but it's actually the exact match campaigns that will contribute to your rank for your particular product. But here's what I wanted to go over in this particular training. Now, if you were just to set up one campaign, let's say it was broad, and you just are using broad keywords, let's say you have 100 keywords in there, well, you can clearly see here that all 5 of these campaigns are actually just for one product. Now, the very first line you see phrase, so all the keywords in that particular campaign are phrase match type. The PAT are your top competitors where you have a better deal. So generally we'll have about 25 to even 100 competitors, ASINs in that particular campaign. And ZonRush broad, that's going to be broad keyword match type. Auto is auto, and exact, all the keywords in that campaign are exact match type. Now, you can have the exact same keywords across all campaigns. You just have to change the match type. And here are the results. As you can see, the budgets are very low, and this is just 30 days worth of data operating at a very low budget, relatively speaking. And as you can see, when your keywords are 100% relevant to your product, And if you were just limiting your campaigns to just one match type being broad, your impressions, you would have only had 14 sales, right? We would have only had 14 sales. I mean, a 10% ACoS is not bad, but I wanted you to see that the phrase and exact campaigns, look at that. They got 16 sales, 29 sales. Again, the bids were a little bit below Amazon's suggested bid, about 20% below. And this was just for an experiment to see if the match types, having different match types for one product in separate campaigns actually provides a tangible result. And here's how you can see that this will increase your impressions without actually increasing your costs, right? Because what you're doing when you're separating into different match types is you're maximizing your product exposure. So you're essentially maximizing your impressions. And if you were to only limit that to one campaign, let's say broad, and all you did was increase your budget, odds are your ACoS may not be the same and your costs per keyword might increase because you're only targeting one match type. So there's only so many impressions you can buy for one match type at any given time. However, if you leverage another match type, then you've increased your product exposure without increasing your costs. And I hope that's making sense. You can only increase your bids for one match type until you lose profitability. You can only get so many impressions for one match type. But if you begin to navigate the Amazon PPC platform a little bit better, you'll start to see that there's also impressions that you can buy for exact. You can also buy impressions for phrase. You can also buy impressions for your competitors' product ASINs. And you can also let Amazon do some of the heavy lifting for you with an auto campaign because they'll also find impressions for you. So there's impressions everywhere for just one product. It just comes down to creating the necessary asset in your account with all match types being considered. So phrase, broad, and exact. That's the surefire way to increase your impressions and your sales, as you can see, just on this 30-day data with an extremely low budget. And the bids were modest, right? They're a little bit lower than Amazon's suggested bid. And you can see that their sales, firing on every single match type. And like I mentioned before, if you go to your campaigns right now, you can just literally copy and paste your keywords. Let's say you just have a broad campaign set up and go ahead and create an exact match campaign and a phrase match type campaign. So you'll go to the keywords and change the phrase and boom, launch. Go to the type, copy and paste your keywords in exact, change the match type to exact, launch. And you'll go ahead and monitor it that way. Now, that's one of the easiest ways to scale your business at the lowest cost possible. Now, there's been a lot of questions on this, so I just wanted to clarify a little bit on how you can take away from this training right now and implement it in your business today if you wanted to. And I do get a lot of emails on, what's the best PPC hack? This is the best place to start, right? This is going to be one of the strongest places you can start to begin scaling your profitability as an Amazon seller. Now, I will say real quick that if your average cost per click is above 10 to 15% of your sales price, it's going to be a little hard to scale your Amazon PPC campaigns profitably. What that means is your particular product is in a really competitive space. So though these campaigns might work well for you, it's worth considering doing a product launch. So driving external traffic to your particular product will not only increase your keyword ranking on organic sales, but it will also improve the impressions Amazon will give you for your Amazon PPC campaigns. So you can check out my company ZonRush, and because you stay to the very end of this training, if you use code, well actually I'll have the coupon code in the description for you. If you use the coupon code in the description, you will save some money on our product launch service. This service is extremely effective, and again, it's something I recommend for sellers whose Amazon PPC campaigns are just a bit too expensive to compete with Amazon's PPC alone. Sometimes you do need to drive external traffic to give your listing a boost, and best of all, our service in particular is 100% within Amazon's terms of service. Thank you so much for staying with me to the very end of this training. I really appreciate your time being here. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel if you never want to miss a really strong PPC training like this. And please join my private Facebook group. We would love to have you. We're a very close-knit tribe where you can ask me questions directly and we can engage in a structural conversation. And please like this video and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of this content. And if you want to check out some more Amazon PPC trainings, you can check out these two videos above me, and they will show you step by step on how to set up campaigns and take your profitability to the next level. Thank you so much for being here. Have an awesome day.